And we're both graduates, or whatever you do in the summer program. We did that.
We're alumni.
Yeah. We weren't exactly sure what the mix would be, so we're going to speak in English between the different pieces that we have, so that you can have an idea of what's going on. We view Yiddish as a kind of passport. They used to say that you could travel the world in Yiddish, huh? And you can still find Yiddish in some interesting places around the world, but we also view it as a passport to your heritage. I don't know if I can say our heritage, but I find a lot of interesting materials. And I, for instance, never imagined that as a young boy in Kansas City, I would one day find myself taking part in a Soviet avant-garde cabaret.
And I, on the other hand, always thought that I would be taking part in the Soviet cabaret, but I never thought it would actually be in Yiddish.
So speaking of passports, here is a poem about a passport. Yelena, you'd like to give a little...
Yes, when I was looking for material for this program, I would say Yiddish, Russian avant-garde, and everybody would say, "You're not doing Mayakovsky, are you?" And I thought, no, of course not. And then I thought, why the heck not? And apparently there is Mayakovsky was a very famous Soviet poet and who wrote a lot of beautiful things, but among them, the poem that everybody knows is a song about the Soviet passport that every child in Russia was made to memorize and recite on numerous occasions. When Bolsheviks came to power in 1917, the passport that Soviet Union created for its citizens was completely worthless because a lot of countries didn't recognize the Soviet Union as an entity. The US didn't recognize the Soviet Union until 1933, so traveling with it was horrible because you really needed an English visa or a German visa. And you were humiliated at every customs because the officials just weren't buying that this is an actual official document. And Mayakovsky traveled a lot. He's one of the few poets that actually traveled throughout the world, and so he had a lot of that to deal with. And in 1929, when most of the European countries recognized the Soviet Union, he wrote this poem of what it's like to travel with a Soviet passport abroad. This is a Yiddish translation by Emanuel Kazakevich.
What does it sound like in Russian?
I will give you an example. Я волком бы выгрыз бюрократизм. К мандатам почтения нету.
Bureaucracy like a wolf I'd gnaw. For stamped papers I have no awe. To any devil's dam and her son I'd consign them all but one.
Volt welfisch dem Bürokratism vertilgt. Nicht talking respect for mandaten. Jedes Papierl anschum hillig wollt schicken zum Taten. Na what dus?
Down the long front of coupes and cabins file the officials politely. They gather up passports and I give in my own vermilion booklet.
Zu einige besser schmeichelt man mild. Auf andere man guckt wie auf Quatsch. Mit Abschei nimmt man ein Pass mit dem Bild von einem englischen alten Leibatsch.
Magnetized eyes and a murmuring lip for the American's passport. Official hands rise as if taking a tip.
На польский глядят, как в афишу коза. На польский выпяливают глаза в тугой полицейской слоновости. Откуда, мол? И что это за географические новости?
Oh, you done?
Yes, that was right.
Und nicht ausgekehrt wird dem groben Kopf und viele Ungefühl und jeden nimmt man bei denen die Passporten noch und bei allen anderen Städten.
Suddenly, you'd think fire had caught the man's mouth. It twists like scorched paper.
Das nimmt in Hand der Herr Beamter mein heutige Passportteile.
Берет как бомбу, берет как ежа, как бритву обоюдоострую, берет как гремучую в 20 жал змею двухметрово-ростую.
Stutterwunk viel bedeutigt dem Trägers Blick. Die Päck ist ergräbt, sich vertrocken.
Zertrocken der Gendarm tut a Kuck auf den Spick.
Der Spick auf den Gendarm tut a Kuck zertrocken.
Mit was für a Teinig, sie wollten mir a Klammerton. Sie wollten mir
gekreuzigt und zerpassert.
Der Fall, weil ich halt in Hand dem behammerten, dem beserpten sowjetischen Passport. Oh, how they'd love to see me slugged, crucified, and third-degreed for having in hand that challenging massword, my hammered and sickled Soviet passport.
Gewollt welfisch dem Bürokratism vertilgt. Nicht auch kein Respekt vor Mandaten. Jedes Papier lohnschum chillig, gewollt schicken zum Tatens Taten. Nur all those, which I pull from my pants as receipt for a priceless treasure, and greet with it all mankind. Read, envy me, elect of men. I am a Soviet citizen. I think we've got some fellow travelers in the room. Speaking of traveling,
Yes, in a country that doesn't exist anymore.
here's a popular Soviet children's verse by Samuil Marshak with Yiddish by Katya Molodovsky. I have to say, I've done this about 1,000,000 times, but usually by myself. Reciting poetry, like death and unlike sex, can be done alone without creating laughter. But this is the first time I've done it with someone else, so let's see how it
Oh
goes.
my God, no pressure or anything.
There's no translation, but you'll figure it out as you go along if you don't speak Yiddish.
And if you speak Russian, you might remember some of this, sort of. You'll figure it out.
Feel free not to recite along with us. Mit der größten Bagage kommt der Dame zum Bahn mit
a kerbel, a kestel, a klein čemodan, a pekel, a zekel, a pudele groß wie a pintel und a klein chicken hintel.
Das genommen ein Mensch mit der Blechaffenhittel, die geht ihm einen grünen gestempelten Quittel. Die Bahn geht auf 5 gut, ja, und dann fahren, dann fahren, sind labil und ein Sprung. Verloren. Wer hat größere Courage mit zähltem Bagage? A Kerbel,
A kerbel,
a Kestel,
a kestel,
a klein Chamadan,
čemodan, čemodan,
a Pekel,
a pekel,
a Säckel,
a zekel,
a Pudel, ein Kreuz wie a Pintel.
a pintel.
Aber wo ist das Hintel?
Derweil steht der Hund, a größer, a beiser, a Put mit a Fund. Man geht da an dem und joben a Trog auf den Bahn.
Zum Kerbel, zum Kestel, zum kleinen Schamadan, zum Peckel, zum Säckel, zum Pudel, groß wie ein Pintel. Auf ein Ort von dem Hintel.
Verpackt und mir fort, mir fort. 3 Nächte und 3 Tage als im Weg. Danach kommt die Dame zu gehen mit der Rad.
Git a her mein bagage. A kerbel,
A kerbel,
a kestel,
a kestel,
a klein čemodan,
Chamadan, Chamadan.
a pekel, a zekel, a pudele groß wie a pintel und a klein
Und die geht mal Sprung auf den Kopf ihrer Hund. A größer, a beiser, a Put mit a Fund. Geht die Dame a Quitsch.
Erzähl, und das ist mein Hintel und hab ich a Pintel.
Schau stille, Madame.
Sagt der Mensch mit dem Hintel.
3 Nächte und 3 Tage bin's gewesen im Weg. Is Hintel keine Horre gewachsen. Geworden a Hund kaputt mit a Fund. Oh my goodness, we're at this already. Now, I'm not really a Soviet cabaret kind of guy. I'm more of a, well, it's true. I'm more of a kind of American standards Tin Pan Alley popular song type, insofar as I sing, which I don't really. But for the evening, I figured it'd be fun to pull out this, which is probably the most Soviet of the American Tin Pan Alley songs I know. It goes like this. Yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today. With string beans and onions, cabbages and scallions, all kinds of fruit and say. We have an old-fashioned tomato. We got a Long Island potato. But yes, we ain't got bananas. We have no bananas today. Now that was written in 1922 by Frank Silver and Irving Cohn to capture the language of a Greek street peddler whom they both knew. Had they ventured way down south, I mean way south, Mulberry Street, it would have sounded a little more like this. Yes, we non ci de bananas, sorry Giovanni. We non ci de bananas today, but 1 minute. We got a new kind of garlica. When you eat this garlica, she make you stand apart from your friends. We got 64,000 watermelon. We don't sell no watermelon, but the guy we buy them from, Mamma Mia, does he sell a watermelon? But yes, we don't ci de bananas. We don't ci de bananas today. Now from Mulberry Street, if you walk 10 blocks due east on Grand Street, you wind up at Essex. And there they sang it with a little bit more of a Hamish top. Sounded like this. Yes, we ain't got bananas. We ain't got bananas today. We got pickles in crocks. We got bagels and blocks. A bagel that's a donut dipped in cement. We got delicious kosher champagne, and the kosher champagne is 2 cents plain. We got pastrami, salami, mozzarella, and jam. You should pardon the expression, we even got ham. Yes, we ain't got bananas. We ain't got bananas today. Now to put this in the clear, I wanted to explain to you. Sometimes if you go around writing down the funny things people say and the way they say them, you can become a songwriter. The other option is to become a linguist. Now, I think of one of the great linguists who was an important figure in YIVO over in Europe, Noyev Prilutsky, who it was rumored could identify where you were from in about 2 sentences of conversation. Noyev Prilutsky had a younger, forgotten brother named Honishka Koyev Prilutsky, who moved to America, and he transcribed some things he heard. And this is what he wrote to his brother. It's from an archive here in the YIVO, and I quote from it directly. He writes like so. In Christie Street, dort wie ich wohn, geht business on a sheer. Die feinste Sauce ist dort schon, a Tier noch a Tier. Jeder von einem anderen Land, just eine andere Sprache. Und als man mont Bananas dort, dann bald sagt man ein, Galicia, ja, hab kein Bananas. Ja, hab kein Bananas, hat sie. Hab Reuten, wo steigen, auch Zimmers mit Meilen, in Piraten, wo's machen wir hier. Ach, Käse hab nicht keiner, hab a viele Fleisch mit Beiner. No, ja, hab kein Bananas. Ja, hab kein Bananas, hat sie. Now, since we're equal opportunity classic macher, I'll give you here the Litvak. Yes, ja, hab kein Bananas. Hab sag nicht kein Bananas, accent. Hab Salmon in Laxes, Sardinkes in Boxes, in Strawberries, Reut wie Kind. Hab sag gut in Kereta, Tomatoes, herring und potatoes. No, yeah, hab sag nicht kein Bananas. Hab sag nicht kein Bananas, accent. Aye, bananas, 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 fucking bananas, 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 fucking bananas, fucking bananas, you're fucking bananas. Aye, bananas, 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 fucking bananas, you're fucking bananas. Bananas is kein Vergnügen. No, bananas kann man nicht kriegen. Gott sei Dank nicht. Gott sei im Ganzen nicht. Bananas nicht gestochen. Bananas nicht geflogen. Ja. Ja, ja, hab kein Bananas. Ja, hab kein Bananas.